Hello everyone, welcome back to Feldy, the app created by Farmer Yip for Farming Simulator 2011. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We are harvesting our last field in here. Well, kind of. We also have another field that we need to bale of peas. But I think this is the final crop field where we can finally put our combine away for the winter. And he's making his way the first round around the field. Off in the distance, we can see all the fields we've taken to dirt. There's the fertilizer factory over there, and our biofuel processor is somewhere over in this area too. It's a wonderful area of the map. I'm enjoying the views from up on top here. A lot of bales we need to pick up. We just took a load. I did some off-cam stuff. Took a load of canola down to the biofuel processor, so I trust that is in the middle of processing. And sure enough, it's working. There's a biofuel going. We still have an overabundance of corn. So this will go through, looks like we need 1,000. It'll go through about 4 more iterations as it produces biofuel. Don't know what it does on each, but it's putting that in storage for us. Actually, we can just go check real quick. Biofuel, that's water, and we cycle through. Biofuel 6,000. I think we need to have at least 2,200 or something like that in order to keep the sheep gate open, so we have plenty in there, plus some we could haul off to do various things with. But for the moment, we're harvesting corn, and we're going to get a decent price at the brewery for it. Have no idea what they do with corn at the brewery, but we're going to sell it to them. You know, and there are other things in here to discover too. This may be a mod. I wonder if I need a mod, or maybe the Bowser will do this in terms of hauling milk. I'm just noticing it also is sold at the brewery, but of course I need to get cows at some point in order to haul anything at all there. So plenty of things still to discover in this LD map. Okay, I'm noticing the combine is sticking pretty far. What are you doing? Oh, I know what it is. It's noticing, even though we can't see it on the foliage. Well, yeah, it's picking up just a tiny little bit of material kind of at the edge of the map. Even though you don't see it, it still exists, because it's pixel by pixel and it doesn't always just show what's here. Let me see, can I? That's probably still okay. Let's just see if we can get him going here again. I want to make sure that he covers the whole path, and it looks like he's grabbing the edge, so that's going to be good enough. We'll hop out of here. Actually, yeah, we're about halfway full. No, we'll take this over kind of in the front, so we have it all ready to go for when the combine needs emptied. I don't know what possessed me to plant a couple of these fields up here. I guess I'm glad I did. This gives just a little bit more, but at the moment, we're gonna head up the hill to our peas and make some bales. And I like the view. We're kind of looking at the east side of the map. If I just zoom out a little bit, we're up on a high knob, and that's the ocean beyond as it fades to the skyline. So we're gonna bale this up and see how many we get. And I know I talked at some point in an earlier episode, I've been working on the script of that little windrower that I've been using. Oh, look at that bale slide. When you do baling on a slope, you can count on bales finding the slope. And maybe what I need to do is cut down my speed, especially on these outer edges, right when it's going to be sending a bale off, so it doesn't zip down the field too hard. Especially on this outer edge, kind of at the bottom. Yeah, that way was a lot gentler. It's still not too harsh of a slope, so let me speed up a little bit until I get ready to pooch out the bale. Oh, yeah, okay, that kind of kicked it out a little hard. No. And I'm facing some challenges following these round and round windrows, but we'll do my best to pick them up, drop these bales. And so anyway, I mentioned I was doing some work on the script so that when peas are cut, or red clover, or shoot, even grass, I don't care what it is, that the script is going to look and see if fertilization has taken place so that it knows how much windrow to put in there. I don't know if we're already maxing out on the available space. I think the windrow is capped at literally just 3 layers. And I don't think it takes much to fill those 3 layers. But if there's room, I want to make sure that if there is fertilizer on the ground, that it pegs the windrow to be as full, at its fullest extent possible. So that's kind of why I'm messing with that. Just to make sure we always have reason to fertilize our fields. Oh, this is so steep. I love that view. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I put this field in here. So it's actually probably a good spot to get a screenshot picture. A lot of times I end up taking those for my videos after the episode is done. Of course, it doesn't capture a lot of what's been happening in the episode. The only problem I have with that is every time I take all the HUDs and everything off the screen and then put them back on, it puts this nasty box kind of at the top that looks ugly then, and I prefer not to have. Oh, I can't even drive straight. I probably should turn on my map and make sure I keep track of my little combine. Yeah, he's coming around the edge. He got stuck on the fence, kind of going around the first go around down there. So I had to go help him out. It is so handy to be able to monitor what he's doing from afar. And as you'll see, oops, oh, I guess it will. You would see if I hadn't done that. I am in an area where there isn't a field registered on Yip's PDA map, and that's because I created this field kind of in the editor and just added it to the map. I think it's a decent addition. What do you all think? Whether Farmer Yip would approve or not remains to be seen. Oh, I forgot to take a picture. I think I'm gonna do it. I'll come up with one more round and get my screenshot for the episode. It's just gonna put that annoying box up top, so I'll probably continue without any HUDs showing on the screen. So hopefully we don't run out of fuel. We should have plenty of fuel. And we'll get hopefully a decent picture in here. Now this is kind of steep in here, I gotta say. And at least we're not cranking out round bales. Round bales would have an excuse to find the bottom of a hill, but at least with square bales are somewhat staying put. Although I know back in this era of farming sim, boy, there was a lot of things you could do where you felt like you were on a sheet of ice. You know, some of these bales getting thrown down, I mean, you can see them scoot, and it just feels like you're on a skating rink and sending it off. So, okay, combine, are you gonna make it around? I know the combine down there, he was over half full, I know, in the first round. Hopefully he doesn't get stuck kind of in the corner. So maybe after we get around the corner here, we can go check him out and see how he's doing. I'm not sure if he's coming out of there. It almost looks like he's kind of stopped. So at least have a little bit of light here. And the code that I always use for trying to figure out what would be the best angle. Hey, maybe looking into the sunset. I'm trying to see, we're up so high. I just like seeing the views. This over here was the field of red clover that we harvested earlier. But anyways, the code that I always use is GS toggle. Then I just hit tab and it fills it in flight and no HUD mode. Boom. So get out of here, and then when I do actually get out of this, now we don't have any pesky HUDs on the screen. I don't know, maybe that's a decent enough picture. Let's just crank one out. Oops, wrong one. And of course it does this, it kicks me out of the game, so we'll go back in. Like I say, I don't really like it because then it puts this silly thing up here, and I don't know why. There must be something causing it. But anyway, we're going to pause here, and we're going to go down and check out our combine. Oh, the reason he isn't moving is because he's full. Well, that makes sense. Looks like he is still hugging the edge, so that's good. Just want to make sure he gets all the corn that we have coming to us. This is getting sold for cash. Let's see if I scoot him far enough forward. We'll see if he can kind of navigate the turn here. Better move forward. Ooh, had a wonderful sneeze. Alright, let's see if he can figure out how to turn the corner. There you go, there you go. Knew you could do it. Knew you could get the job done. Let's go back to our baler. Actually, I'm going to hit save. I get a little nervous when there's so many bales down. So I'm going to make sure I'm still on the lowest he is. Yeah, starting to cast a shadow. Well, the light changes quite a bit as we head down this hill. We know all of the light. Oh my goodness. I know I changed the working area of the baler, but I didn't change it that much. Where it grabs most of the windrow. Turn that back on. So I'm kind of excited to turn a page here. You know, we really just have this baling to do, and then have a lot of bales to pick up. Then we have that cornfield, and we are done with harvest for the season. So I'm kind of looking forward to reducing all the fields to dirt, getting out in the field and planting, setting everything up, and this time every square inch is going to be planted. You know, when we started the map, you may recall there were several fields that didn't have anything in them. And so we've kind of gone through them, and even with some grass, some areas that weren't designated as fields, we went ahead and harvested those as well. We've harvested everything we could, but we next time will be even a larger harvest. There's simply going to be more fields planted, and frankly, there's going to be bigger yields. So because we'll have fertilizer. And that reminds me, let me see, what is my, oh, I'm still in the hole, but I'm only 75 grand in debt. It's not quite enough that if I borrowed out, so I'm going to have to sell these bales and rely on the sale of them in order to afford the fertilizer spreader that I'd like to have to spread the kelp fertilizer. It's a specialty made item. But eventually too, especially if I plant oilseed rape, I'm going to need a header for the combine in order to pick up those windrows that you put on the ground. And I think that's also about 25 grand, as I recall. How did I skip over that? Here we go. How many bales? Oh, I can't see the HUD. Never mind. Can't see the HUD because I took my picture early. That's just the way it is. Oh, but I can see my in-game map at least. So maybe what I'll do is turn that on so I can keep an eye on my combine. And he is moving, so that is nice. Kind of making some interesting patterns here. He's supposed to be just going around and around, but yeah. By and large, I've been impressed with this autopilot mod. You know, it's something back in the day when I played a lot of ArmSim 09 and 11 that I had heard was out there. I had just never seen or heard what the specific name of it was. That there was something out there where you could set up your combine to go around the field versus just back and forth, which is what you get, you know, in the Giants standard game. But I just never came across it, so I was pleasantly surprised at starting to play this map again that somehow was able to find it. So it's kind of cool. I like it. Takes me back to the farm where this is exactly how we did it, just round and round clockwise, and we would pick up the windrows in with the combine later after they dried out. That's just kind of how we did it. That way your unloading auger was always to the outside, so anybody unloading the combine, you never ran over crop or anything like that. But one disadvantage you always had, and I probably have mentioned this before, is when you went around the field for the first time, some of our fields were close to the woods, and sometimes those trees would extend into the field, and if you weren't careful, you could wrap your unloading auger around it. So we always had to pay special attention to make sure we were not too close to the trees. I know I worked for one other guy, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before too. He always started his fields counterclockwise for that reason. He wanted to preserve his unloading auger and keep it as far away from those nasty trees as he could. Hey, whatever works. Every farmer has a way that they want to do it, and every farmer is right. And don't you try to tell him otherwise, or he'll give you the what for. Corn guy still going. Hopefully he hasn't taken out the point and isn't able to turn around. I probably should go visit him again unless we see that dot, a yellow dot down there, start moving again. Goodness, I missed that little dab. I can't really tell if he's moving or not. Almost looks like he's trying to find the other field. Probably better go take a peek. Oh, just in time to see that. How do you like that? Yeah, see, I think he found some things along the edge. Yeah, he's kind of circling around, and I think there's still some pixels there he was looking for. But what we wanted him to do was to look over here, of course. So let me try to turn him loose here. There we can see our, let's get him going. We can't see the HUD, but we know he's on, so all right. He's got a little ways to go to get at full. Oh, we were on the right tractor, never mind. Turn on the baler. And we are almost done with this little jab in here. So one thing you gotta love about the smaller maps is you generally can get through a field fairly quickly because they're generally not large. Which, if you enjoy variety, that's very handy. Because there's nothing you can do that's long enough to get bored. Because I would say that is one downside of the largest maps is when you get going on a task, you better be set on doing it for a while because you don't have any other choice. Just don't have a choice. But in here we do. Yeah, I was thinking I probably wouldn't finish the baling until after the corn was done, but I almost think I'm going to lick this patch here and get her done before the combine's done. So it's still, oh, stay on the windrow. So glad I widened the cutting area so that I don't have to be as precise in being over the windrow. I wish end cap worked better. I need to try to fix it at some point. Left a little dab. Make it around. I don't even remember what. Oh, for goodness sakes. Did I not have that? Oh, it looks like it was lowered. Maybe I was going too fast over the top of it. Almost done. Get down to the last little details. There's kind of some squirrely patterns in here that the equipment can do. We'll get it figured out. Now what would be really cool is if I could take the Fortrit windrower, which is essentially a mower, and somehow make it hireable. Wouldn't that be cool? And I have an inkling of what might be needed to do it. You know, as I've studied some of the code for some of the AI tractor and combine, if you will, to see some of the things that it's looking for, which highlights some of the reasons that it doesn't work for things like spraying or mowing, some of those kinds of things. And it's just very limited as to what it allowed you to do. But given that we have some mods in here, we might be able to set up a mod so that it behaves differently by giving it different AI coding to go off of. So that's something I'm kind of toying around with. And we are done baling. I mean, this is exciting, folks. So probably, as I think on this, you know, based on my plan, I wasn't going to have any baling to do down south. So really this area up here will continue baling, I believe. And so I probably can take this to the main farm and leave it there, park it in a shed. It'll be there all winter. And yeah, I don't think we'll need to touch it till then, because we'll use it up here, we'll use it over on the northern end of the map. But for the moment, I think we are done. The only, like I say, if during the time period I'm waiting for crops to grow, and if I need cash badly, there still is plenty of grass in here to cut. and I can haul those bales to market. So I may pull the thing out of the shed to go do that. But for the moment, I'm gonna just park it. Where should I park it? I can tell I don't have the collision camera thing yet. Well, there I can get a little more fuel. I think I'm just gonna park it in here. How about that? There's a good spot in the shed, right over by my planter, which I'll be getting out shortly. Boom! That's a good feeling to put something away for winter. Okay, I think I'm going to haul this back over to the field. We have some things that need to be hauled. We have a trailer with a header on it that needs to go down south. I think I'll do that off cam. Actually, maybe I'm going the wrong direction. Let's just go back up here real quick and see. I think what I need to do is go find the bale accumulator and pick those up. Yeah, so I'm just going to peel a cookie here. I'm kind of coming up the wrong way. I need to head back the direction where our sheep was. And the way Farmer Yip set up a lot of this, some areas are more convenient to reach than others, and some of them are they may be close by as the crow flies, as they say, but if you try to go on the roads and not cut across country and cheat, they're a little less convenient, kind of like worming our way through the barnyard. We got this trail up here, and I don't know, I love plenty of charm in this wonderful map. We're already getting towards evening. The shadows are growing long. So, check my combine out. Is it still moving? Looks like it's moving. So we're gonna get it down here. Oh yeah, and then we gotta tackle that field right below our sheep, and that's gonna be a booger. And if it's too much trouble, I may just try to do it off cam. So, I mean, everybody knows I look like a fool already trying to farm it here. No sense removing all doubt by attempting to haul some bales out of this field when they're going to be difficult to get to. And we'll have to come back here for our cultivator ultimately as we continue on around and reduce all these fields to dirt. Now, first off, can I even take this beast? I gotta kind of scrape the hedge, I think, to get around here. Can I even take it up the hill? Is it wide enough to take it? I'm not sure that it is. Eeh. Well, maybe we'll make it. I mean, this is just great because whoever put in the fence, it's a narrower lane in certain areas than it is in others. Now, can I make this turn? Alright, well, it's letting me make the turn. Oh, I feel like I have no business being in here with this. I don't think I can see my combine anymore anyways. But he's probably getting close to full. I'm sorry this is so jerky. But, oh, and you know what? I can't... Is there just one more pad and I'm full? Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. I should have just taken this and filled it somewhere else where it was easier. Let me see, how many... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is it? 2? Oh, that's 36. Maybe I got room for more. We'll see if it lets me pick up. I think I can hold... Does this one hold 48? I don't know if it's going to get all of them is the thing. Alright, so it'll let me put on another pad. But I did studiously try to leave them out of the corner down here, so I think that was helpful. But we are going to have to work a little bit harder just trying to get them out of here and swing this puppy around. Yeah, it kind of just scoots on the ground. I assume it's based on something that exists in real life, and I'd be curious if anybody's ever run one of these in real life. I mentioned the bale accumulator, maybe it was on a different series I was working on, that we had a lone oak, and there was nothing that did this, you know, where it literally grabbed the bales, stacked them, and some of those things. Oh, my George is going to put another pad on. Well, this is good. Except it means I got to come up here again, because I don't think I can carry all of the bales that I have up here. I kind of think this is probably going to be the final pad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's not gonna let me put on anymore, I don't think, because I think we're up at 48. Yep. We are full. We are full, and before I embarrass myself trying to get this thing out of here safely, I may just come pull up along here. Is that what I want to do? Or do I want to start closer to the fence to give it room to swing around? May try that. Well, let's go down over the hill. We'll take a look at our combine and see kind of how it's coming. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of just adrift. But it otherwise seems to be taking care of the field. Yes? Alright, well there's not that much left to do, so I'll maybe just finish this out manually. Oop. Go back down to proper speed. Thank you so much for coming along on this episode of Feldy. I think I have a bunch of oh, there we go, we are full. I think I have a bunch of off-camera work to do before I have another episode. So thank you for coming along and spending some time here, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.